The moment we built Ostorlab, it was not only to automate the security detection, but also to leverage the vulnerability management lifecycle and make sure that the teams have a structured workflow that can help them and assist them during the remediation part. So Ostorlab has an in-house ticketing system, which is tailored to vulnerability management. It helps to automate the triage actions, handle the false positives, and also validate the fixes. How it is done? This is via what we call the vulnerability DNA. So the moment we run a scan, every vulnerability, so if I go to one of our scans here, we open one of the findings, every vulnerability has what we call a unique DNA. That DNA is computed to uniquely identify an issue across the scans. And every time we run a scan, what we'll be comparing that finding with is its own DNA. So if we take an example here, we are conducting multiple scans. The first time we run the scan, we will have a new finding, which will be computing its DNA. It is the first time that we are seeing it. So we are going to open a new ticket with the status open. Next time we are going to run a new scan, what will happen is that we already know that DNA, so we will not be opening a new ticket. We will just amend that scan to the existing ticket. This is already very useful. Why? Because the teams, they don't have anymore to compare the scans and to say, this is new, this is a duplicate. The platform will do that automatically for you. This can go even better. The moment we run a new scan and that issue does not exist anymore, so we don't see that DNA in that scan, the platform will automatically mark the ticket as fixed and verified. So even the fixes, we don't have to validate them anymore. The platform can do that for us automatically. Let's say in 2-3 versions later, we run a new scan and that issue reappears. The platform remembers that DNA and we will be reusing the old ticket. So it will be reopened and it will have the status reopened. So if we had comments on that ticket, if we had code exchange, if we already assigned an owner, we don't lose that context anymore. The platform will help to have an efficient remediation flow. It goes also to false positives. If I mark a ticket as a false positive, it has the same DNA. If that issue pop up later, we remember or we know that it was marked before as a false positive. So we will not bother the development and the security teams with that issue. It will be automatically marked as a false positive. So this is already good, and it is helping a lot the security and development team to reduce the manual work to do it. But how can we make it even better? One of the challenges that we saw with our customers is that the way they would like to manage the ticket can vary from one organization to another. For example, if we have one application on a dev version and a prod version, do we want to have them in the same ticket, or do we would like to separate them in different tickets depending on who is managing what? If we have a white label application, do we need to have one application, one ticket for all the applications, or we separate them based on the number of applications we white label? So those are the scenarios or the cases that we saw from our customers. And the solution to this was the ticket aggregation version 2. This version, the main release or the main feature in it is giving flexibility to our users, how they can customize and how they can play with the aggregation feature.